One of the best parts about making gifts from the kitchen is it lets you skip the mall and all the holiday craziness and maybe hole up at home and make some gifts yourself. And I've got 3 varieties for you today, all using vodka as a basic ingredient. They make great hostess gifts. They're great for you to use when you're entertaining yourself. And the first is limoncello or lemoncello. The Italians say limoncello, where it originated. And it is a lemon liqueur. It could not be easier to make, but you do have to make it in advance. It starts with lemons, lots of lemons, 15 to be exact, and if possible you're looking for an organic lemon. The reason is that we're going to be steeping their skins for quite some time in the vodka mixture, and you really don't need to have those pesticides steeping at the same time. So if you can get an organic lemon, please do. If you can't, really scrub the lemon as well as you can to try and remove any residual stuff. But you're going to start by removing the peel. So I'll just cut off either end of the lemon to make it a little bit easier. And you can use a small sharp knife or you can use a vegetable peeler. Lately I've been using a vegetable peeler. What I'm trying to do is get as much of just the skin and not the white pith, P-I-T-H, pith, that is the bitter part underneath. So really pulling up against the peeler helps you to remove mostly peel and not a lot of the white pith. I wouldn't worry about removing this much, but if you have some on there, use a small flexible knife and just kind of run it along to take away the white bitter part. It comes off pretty easily. Anyway, you have to do this to 15 lemons and pop them into 1 bottle of vodka in a nice big jar. You'll let this sit for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, and you can see it's starting to get this gorgeous lemony color, and it definitely has a lemony flavor, we're going to add a sugar syrup. This will sweeten it all up. This is very simple, sugar and water cooked together. Pour that into your container. And then we're also going to add more vodka. Limoncello is best when it's served icy cold. You can keep a bottle of it in your freezer. You can serve it straight up as a little shot. You can mix it into cocktails, which I'll show you later in the show. But like many liqueurs, you can also use it in your cooking and baking. It's wonderful brushed on some pound cake and served with fresh fruit. There's all kinds of ways to use it. So we're going to set this aside for 2 more weeks, and I'll show you later in the show how to package it up for a great gift from the kitchen. Then another cordial liqueur that you can make at home so easily is Kahlua. Everybody loves that in a White Russian. You can use it for a tiramisu dessert. And that again starts with a simple syrup. Most of these liqueurs do. I've got sugar and water that I'm cooking in this pot. And to it I'm going to add some instant coffee. About the only time I'd ever recommend instant coffee is in liqueurs and occasionally in icings and baking. So I'm going to stir that in. And just dissolve the coffee granules. Boy, does that smell good. And then to that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Good vanilla extract. And actually, I'm going to show you to make your own in just a minute. But add some good quality vanilla extract. And I would let this simmer about 5 minutes just to dissolve the coffee, make sure the vanilla and coffee are all melded together. And to that, surprise, we're going to add some more vodka, about 3 cups. You know, you don't have to buy a very, very high-end vodka for this. Obviously something that you're willing to drink, but we are quite heavily covering the flavors, so you don't have to go for top-shelf vodka for this. And just let this go. You can steep it for a half an hour, and at which point you're going to then bottle it. Look throughout the year for pretty bottles. Stash them away in a cupboard someplace. It does make gifts from the kitchen that much easier. I love this one. They're everywhere. Once you're tuned into looking for decorative bottles, you'll discover that they are everywhere. For fun and to highlight the flavor of the coffee in the Kahlua, I've just put a few coffee beans in the bottom. They will rise up to the top and sort of be a decorative finish. So we'll ladle in some of our Kahlua. And again, you can get an awful lot of gifts from this one batch, so it's pretty affordable. And then do let it cool completely before you seal the bottle. It's neat when you are giving a liqueur or something like this for a holiday gift to also include some recipes. So it would include a recipe for a White Russian or for a tiramisu. It smells really good. Just up to the top, and I'll let that cool before sealing it. It's not all about cocktails for the holidays. There's a little baking going on as well, and that's why I want to show you how simple it is to make your own homemade vanilla extract. Not only does this make a great gift, a great hostess gift, a stocking stuffer, but make yourself some too and keep it in your own cupboard because it's really a terrific product. The interesting thing about making your own vanilla extract is you can make it a perennial vanilla extract by every time you use the bottle refilling with some vodka. It'll continue to steep. But this is what good quality vanilla extracts that you buy at the store are made from. A little bit of alcohol and fresh vanilla beans. The most important part is to get a really good vanilla bean. You want one that is pliable, that can bend, that feels kind of plump and moist. If you have one that just shatters in your fingers, it's old and not doing so well. You do want to cut it open to expose the seeds. The seeds are where a lot of the flavor is. A kitchen shear works great. Just right down the center. Cut the bean, and again, this is very hard to do if you have a dried up one, so use a nice moist plump bean. Cut it right down the center, and then that's where all the beans are. And you can see them. I'll scrape some out with a spoon. Ooh, look at that. Yum. Now, you know, you can take some of these seeds, you can flavor sugar, make vanilla sugar for maybe a tea or coffee drinker that you know for the holidays as well. But in this case, I'm going to put 2 vanilla beans into 1 cup of vodka and have a nice jar with a little lid that you can put in the cupboard. You could make perhaps a little label to go on for your friends, but this is terrific stuff. It does have to sit about 8 weeks to get to its full potential, but this is after only 2 days. It's already gotten this amber color. It'll only get darker, and do make sure to let your friends and your gift recipients know that adding more vodka will make this an ongoing product. I like all of these ideas today for a couple of reasons. 1, they're made by you, which everybody loves to receive a homemade gift. 2, there's something they can use over the holidays, whether it be the limoncello they can serve to guests, the Kahlua you can serve to guests, and the vanilla you can use for holiday baking. For these recipes and more, log on to CETconnect.org and click Amy's Table.